number 2 Clemson defeated number 1 Alabama in the 2019 National Championship game, and this confetti meant that head coach Nick Saban would not receive his 6th national title as a member of the Tide and was denied his 7th overall by the Tigers. For Alabama football's Jalen Hurts, it's time to move on and time to get going. The Baylor native officially leaving the Tide for Oklahoma with a chance to ride out into the sunset during his senior season. The unofficial start of the college football season finally here. Sports director Jake Siegel live inside the College Football Hall of Fame in downtown Atlanta, and day number 1 of the SEC Media Days featuring LSU, Kentucky, and Texas A&M.
I'll take it, right, Devin?
That's right.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. Thanks a lot.
What was a 3-point game at the half turned into an Alabama rout of the 83rd edition of the Iron Bowl, and with the SEC championship game on deck, the Tide showing no signs of slowing down. Reporting in Tuscaloosa at Bryant-Denny Stadium, Jake Siegel, WTVY Sports.
Players from both Alabama and Clemson fielding many questions today from reporters at National Championship Media Day, and all players creating lasting memories and savoring the moment as they know what's at stake come Monday night. Reporting in San Jose, Jake Siegel, WTVY Sports. The Nick Saban coaching tree has many branches, but Saban has always had the last laugh, owning a perfect 12-0 record against his disciples. And this weekend, he faces Jimbo Fisher for the 2nd time in his career. Before they tee off in Augusta, many pro golfers often start their careers playing in one of the most prestigious junior golf tournaments in the nation, right here in the Circle City. The goal is to one day get to Augusta National, and for most young golfers, it's what they strive for. 11 former future Master players will hit the links in Georgia tomorrow to try and capture the coveted green jacket. Names like Larry Mize, Trevor Immelman, Bubba Watson, and last year's champ Patrick Reed are players that have won the Masters and played in the Future Masters right here. Future Masters Tournament Director Kevin Klein says the connection between the two tournaments runs deep and plans to stay that way.
When I first got here to go through my file of all the stuff, and we had a letter from Augusta National giving us permission to use the name Future Masters, and we're the only ones who really use it. No one else has the official right from Augusta to use that name. It was a great bond when this tournament started between us and them, and it's continued through the years, and we look forward to it continuing.
Staying in Dothan, Houston Academy kicker Henry Beckett signed on the dotted line today. Beckett moves on and up to play at Miami of Ohio. The kicker was very successful during his Raiders career, connecting on 20 of 32 field goals, including matching a program long of 52 yards this past season against GW Long. Playing college football was not always in Beckett's plans. In fact, he was set to stay in state. That all changed when the phone rang and the Warhawks were on the other end.
I was going to Alabama, actually. I filled out all my rooming, got my rooming date to pick everything, and then February, I want to say 12th, Coach Scherer called, and he was like, "I need you, man. Come look at it. At least give it a look." So I was like, I mean, why not? I'm just excited to, make it kind of official.
Signing an even bigger contract today, former Troy quarterback Brandon Silvers, as he's headed to the Big Apple. The Jets have agreed to terms with the Gulf Shores alum who threw for 777 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception in 3 starts for the now defunct Memphis Express of the AAF. While a Trojan, Silvers was sensational, throwing for more than 10,000 yards, had 71 touchdowns and just 29 interceptions, and went on to help Troy earn a pair of bowl victories in both 2016 and 2017. With the addition of Silvers, Gang Green now has 4 quarterbacks on their roster heading into the upcoming NFL draft later this month. Just 8 miles separate Rehoboth and Dothan high schools. The crosstown rivals are not in the same classification. Just a friendly get-together today on the softball diamond, but the results count in the overall standings. The Rebels check in at 21-5, but that didn't scare off the Tigers. We picked this one up scoreless. Third batter into the game, Nicole Turner steps in and leaves the yard. This one, long, strong, and plenty gone over the left field wall. It's a solo shot, Dothan on top, 1-zip. This was Turner's first at bat after being out with a broken thumb. In the bottom of the frame, the Rebels would have their shot to even things up. Rehoboth with a runner on third, but Chaselin Sawyers pops this one up to first. This would end the inning, and Dothan would still remain ahead 1-0. We move to the third inning. It's Turner's twin sister, Natalie, who also loves left field, because this ball is not coming back. Dothan would take a 2-0 lead, but Rehoboth would storm back in the bottom of the 7th to tie it. Then Michaela Peters smashed a grand slam. So the Rebels would rally late and down
What a game.
7-3. It was pretty fantastic, pretty phenomenal. We were there for the start. A pair of homers by twin sisters. 2 innings apart.
That's really cool.
Interesting. It just doesn't happen every day.
It doesn't happen every day like that.
Number 1 Alabama football remains perfect following a 24-0 victory over Mississippi State tonight right here at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And more importantly, the Tide earned their 11th straight 10-win season. And while this team has been carried by the offense throughout the majority of the year, tonight it was all about the defense that stepped in and stepped up when it mattered most. The Crimson and White stopped the run, giving up just 44 yards on the ground and didn't allow the Bulldogs to move the chains, as Mississippi State was just 1 of 13 on 3rd down, as Alabama's defense made life very difficult for opposing quarterback Nick Fitzgerald.
Kudos to the defense in terms of the way they played. We have a lot of respect for this offense, this system, and I thought the players did a really good job, except the one drive where they busted a big run on us and hit a pass. I thought, played a really, really good game.
Only thing we control is Alabama football, and that's what we did tonight. We played our defense, and that's what we're going to continue to do. Winning up front as a defensive line unit, and that's what we did. We tried to win every single play we could, and we did that.
One more key nugget we'd like to hit on before we sign off here from Bryant-Denny Stadium. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa got hurt in the second half of this football game and did not return. But Alabama fans, no need to panic. Head coach Nick Saban telling reporters in the press conference following the win, Tua should be fine for next weekend's matchup right here at home against the Citadel. Reporting at Bryant-Denny Stadium, Jake Siegel, WTVY Sports.